So I got a temporary movement permit at the start. I drove a 6.9.
An interesting issue with this W124 is the outside temperature display. It's constantly displaying 58 degrees Celsius, and that's not correct. It's about 30 or less today. So I've gone in under the fuse box to where the outside temperature sensor plugs in, and I'm just going to substitute that with a suitable substitute to see if the temperature lowers, which I suspect it will. Let's give that a go. So I've just disconnected the outside temperature sensor, and I've got a resistor decade in circuit instead, set to 200 ohms. We'll just have a look what that comes up with. Straight away we can see 21 degrees Celsius, so we've pretty much isolated the fault to the outside temperature sensor. I'll just change the value on that decade and we'll see if that value changes. Just rotate the hundreds a couple in the plus direction. Yep. Maybe a bit more. Yeah, so that's making a small amount of difference. Yeah, so it is changing. So absolutely, it's the outside temperature sensor. So we're just test driving the blue 300e with the Becker reinstalled, and pleasingly it does not crash anymore with the replacement MCU installed. So I'm reasonably confident that is a fix. He does need to get a replacement outside temperature sensor because it's stuck on 58 degrees, so I believe that's a dead short. We did see physical damage on the sensor itself, so it looks like it's had a hit at some stage. It was probably Tim himself, because he has been screwing around in that area and it stopped working after he was screwing around in that area, so it was probably him. In any case, that's all that needs to fix that. And that whistling noise is the sunroof. So anyway, that's enough horsing around on 124's today. Well, I'm back in Western Australia. Just going to go pay my mother a visit and give her a gift of some tea bags that I picked up while I was away. I'm not in full health. I did end up catching that horrendous virus, which had me out of action for about 2 weeks so far. And I also sustained a personal injury while I was away working, so I'm definitely showing my age, unlike my 124 here, which is still looking quite nice indeed. So anyway, this car is actually sat for 5 weeks or more since I drove it last, and today will be the first time that I have driven it in quite some time. So let's see how it starts after sitting for so long. First, I'll activate the immobilizer. I will prime the pumps a few times. Yes, I'm hearing air bubbles in the tank, so this is a good thing to do, especially after it's sat for so damn long. Still hearing air bubbles. Alright, let's see what happens. I have a feeling it's not going to start too well. Well, there you go. To my surprise, it's handled that quite well. That red light is actually the fact that I have the parking brake on, which is something I never even use. And that's where it is on the right-hand drive cars for those that have never seen it before. So anyway, I'll let this warm up and take it for a drive. So I've just come back from driving my blue black 124, and all I can say is this thing always puts a smile on my face. It's unbelievable. You can feel like absolute crap, which I do, and this thing makes it all better. Just take it for a drive, all of your problems just disappear. I can categorically say that this car gives very good miles per gallon. That's very cheesy, but it is definitely the case. Otherwise, why would we bother with them? It's currently open because I'm going to stick it on the battery charger. That's how I leave it, with a smart charger constantly on trickle charge, so it's ready for action whenever I feel like I need a 124 fix. So this is my daily driver. It's a 2022 Toyota RAV4. This is the all-wheel drive hybrid version. It's got a 2.5 litre petrol engine, as well as a small battery for hybrid use. It has that trademark Toyota silent running until the petrol engine is required to charge up those batteries as you drive around. That's the reversing sensors, or parking sensors I should say. So all the rage with these hybrid vehicles is the outstanding fuel economy that you can achieve. As you can see, this one's currently sitting on 5.7 litres per 100 kilometres. And that is not bad. The engine has started because I have not driven this for ages. The battery's probably pretty low. I'll just take it for a drive and give you my honest opinion. As you can see, the battery is pretty low. It's only about 30% at the moment because I have had the vid and I have been isolating for ages because it has taken me at least 2 weeks to get better. I still don't have my full lung capacity, unfortunately. What can I say? This is not a car enthusiast car. It rates highly with practicality, and that's what it's all about. People with kids, obviously you can fit all of their junk in the back as you're driving around and taking them where they need to go. But as far as a car enthusiast like myself is concerned, it does nothing for me. It's reliable daily transport with a warranty, and I know it's very unlikely to let me down, and I don't have to do anything on it. I don't do any maintenance whatsoever because it's a brand new car. That odometer reading, as you can see, is 1,031 kilometers. I'm the one that picked this up from the dealership, and I will be the one that drives it until it goes to its next owner. For those that do want a practical daily driver, you can't fault it. It's got a lot of standard safety equipment, lane keeping assist, automatic braking with the radar cruise control, all that kind of modern nonsense, which dulls your ability to actually control a vehicle with your own brain. So I can just set the cruise control on this car to the speed limit, I can automatically have it with one click go to the new speed limit when you change zones. Stays at that speed limit. It keeps the gap automatically between you and the car in front. It brakes when they brake. It stops at the red lights when there's a car in front of you. It doesn't take off again until you press the go pedal, but it takes a lot of skill out of actually driving the car yourself. And I fear that eventually we're going to lose the ability to drive the car in a more manual fashion. Like the old 124, everything requires your brain. These modern cars, not so much. I can be playing around with my phone, I can be playing around with the radio, and I know if someone brakes in front of me, this car's going to stop by itself. You have to be pretty useless to actually rear end someone in one of these modern cars, because it's always monitoring the situation. It will brake for you if it thinks you're not paying attention and about to run into something. So anyway, enough of this nonsense. My friend Tim with his blue 300e has shown up at my house, and he wants to put his Becker back in the car, and we'll take that for a test drive and make sure it's not still crashing, though it'll probably take a week or so of him screwing around with it to find out if it's properly fixed. But as far as I'm concerned, it's not crashing anymore after I replaced the microcontroller. I could not reproduce it after doing so. And it definitely wasn't a power issue. I've monitored that with my scope. There's no spikes, there's no irregularities when it's being turned on, so I'm pretty sure it's the microcontroller crashing intermittently when it's powered up. So yeah, on the subject of this vehicle, yes, it's all very easy to drive, but unfortunately it does not put a smile on my face when I'm driving it. It's just, yeah, easy, gets you from A to B cheaply, effectively. And I shouldn't really be touching my phone at the moment, but I am. Yeah. So let's go play with that blue 124.